And as regards this controversial judgment, let's bring in global affairs analyst Kunle Falowo, who is going to speak to us live from the United States. Glad to have you join us on The World Now.
Thanks for having me.
Right, let's begin with your own assessment of how this case, turned out. This case may be questioning the capability of Trump to actually be accountable to the people. He stands on this decision, as always with other law cases that he has had, is always the position of the attack. So can you talk to us about your own assessment of how the case turned out, the fine he is to pay, and the effect this will have on his campaign?
Absolutely. So former President Trump is one of those, former, actually politicians that they thrive in chaos. They thrive in trying to be in the public space all the time, trying to be the person in question, someone who the media can never get enough of. He thrives in all of those, and former President Trump has had different series of defamation cases and criminal and civil lawsuits all over, all over the United States. And this has been following him around. And sometimes it's very difficult to differentiate between former President Trump's business empire and also his political ambition. It's kind of intertwined, and that's how we got to know him as a savvy businessman and also a very savvy politician. But having said that, as all of these defamation cases and lawsuits, he in any way, shape, or form affected or negatively affected his character or his appearance and reputation in the eyes of the Republican National Party or his core followers? My answer would be no, because he gets a sympathy vote from his core followers because they feel like he's being recharged. And New York is one of those states that's Democratic led, and they felt like he's being recharged, and the jury would not be fair to him because they don't like his personality and they don't like him as an individual. Because
Mr. Fowler, talking about the fact that the possibility of them not, liking his personality, since the beginning of this case, with other cases he has been crying foul, talking about the fact that it is a witch hunt. He has blamed the judiciary, has also blamed the current president of the United States. Well, are there any signs that point to this?
Well, the jury selections has been very open, and it's been that you'll have to come out and get your attorneys, and those to speak for and against will come out and make their points and arguments known to the jury, and they'll make the final verdict. Let me say this also, that this will not be the end of it. There's a very strong possibility that he will take this to the Supreme.
Oh yeah, in his tweet, he mentioned the fact that he will be appealing, the verdicts after blaming the judiciary. He used the term that this is not America. But let's talk about the possibility of him having to pay that fine. Is Trump financially capable of handling this?
Mr. Trump, like I said before, is definitely business savvy. He's got a lot of finances. As far as that's concerned, political donations are still going up, and they use this as a political weapon and tool to solicit funds, and his supporters always put money in there in large sums and in small numbers. He's still getting business because of his reputation. People are attracted to celebrity status in America. That's the culture here, and he is financially able to. I mean, it's going to definitely put a dent in his pocket, but he should be able to afford it.
Well, like you said, his supporters will actually raise money for him on that. Another issue that we may be facing is the fact that the former president is not one, to bow easily and, part with his money or property. It's also raising questions about what the appeal process will be like in the runoff to the elections in November?
Well, with the runoff elections, we're seeing like a two tie between former President Trump and Nikki Haley, former UN ambassador. That will be a very interesting matchup to see. Ron DeSantis, Florida's governor, has opted out. He has endorsed former President Trump, and now we're seeing two individuals um, with different ideologies in the same Republican Party with different thoughts and ideas. But to be honest with you, there's a strong possibility that we will have a rematch between former President Trump and Joe Biden, because as it is, we've had New Hampshire, for example, has endorsed President Joe Biden to clinch the Democratic Party's ticket to represent the Democratic Party. So it is likely that we are going to see a rematch between Joe Biden and former President Trump.
Mr. Falowo, I believe it may be a difficult time for Trump and his supporters, but they seem to find their way out of it in most situations. Anyways, thank you for joining us on The World Now. I have been speaking with global affairs analyst Kunle Falowo. Thank you for joining us at this time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.